Hello, YouTubers, diecast collectors. It's Jared White, the J-Man 63. Ugh, I think it's impossible to get a live stream out because it keeps on going back to the menu every time I try to go live. The pop-up chat keeps popping up. It's freaking annoying. Can't stand it. Anyway, YouTube, drive me my live stream uploader. They're trying to do this new thing, and it's really annoying to get a live stream out. Either that or it's my connection. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so today I have for you a new package just came in the mail from UPS, and I tried to create this live stream, but I had to scratch out the obligatory info. So I don't y'all know where I live at. I'm sorry. I don't know y'all from Adam. Anyway, so I'm going to be, I don't know if you can tell by the picture, but this is obviously, you can tell what it is probably, I'm sure by the Ferrino, but it is a bookshelf. Yes, I finally ordered a shelf for that little space right there below my puzzle. I didn't intend on using this. I intended on canceling this order originally, but we're going to see what we got, and this is going to be a little bit of a long stream. I hope you all will stay with me and bear with me while I get this open with the screwdriver, which is not the proper tool. I should probably be using an X-Acto, but I'm using a good old-fashioned Cobalt screwdriver. And today's video, I want to tell you, is brought to you by Amazon.com. Make sure you check out Amazon and use them for all your shopping needs during this corona epidemic. I will be repping Amazon brand quite a bit in a lot of my videos and talking about them in a positive manner because they are a great company to go with. Now, while we're getting on the subject here, this is obviously particle board, and we're going to unbox this bad boy. So let me get my chair back and try to get as much in camera as I can in full view. So we're going to try to slide all this out. Oh. Ooh, I heard a thunk. All right, we're going to slide all this out here. I got the box here. It was packed very well, it seems like. Oh, there go the screws. All right, sweet. So we have a bag of screws, and we have a shelf. And obviously, if you don't know how to assemble a shelf, then yeah, probably shouldn't be doing DIY because it's real easy to do. I don't even think they included in, let me get down the camera down here. I don't think they even included instructions with this kit, which I don't think we need instructions on how to really assemble a shelf. Do we really? Is it that hard? I can't think it must be that difficult to do this. Of course, it is difficult holding all this up. Ah. Let me put this on the chair here. And yeah, I did get a shelf, so that is really cool, but getting this assembled is going to be a pain in the butt trying to get it in camera for you guys. So be appreciative that I'm trying to do that. So we got this, and let's see. These units are longer, so I assume these must be the base and these must be the sides. Yeah, honestly, I might want to read instructions here. This might actually be a little more complicated. But honestly, oh, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. These make up the sides, obviously. These have the holes drilled in them, pre-drilled. And then this obviously makes up the backing unit. I see what you do. I think you unfold this. You know what? Ah, I see. It unfolds like an accordion. Ah, so this creates the back here. And then that, I see. This is going to be a real easy process then if they made it like that. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a pain to do. I can't say this is going to be easy to make. Let's see. So put this flat against here. I don't know. Watching me try to assemble this is probably painful for you guys. Luckily, we have this. And where is, I always forget where I put my tools at. I will be right back in a minute here, guys. Doesn't every guy go through this when they're assembling something? Don't they lose a tool or something like that? I know I put my tools somewhere. I will be right back. Ah, there they are. Huh. So today this process is going to be made all that easier, and also this video is brought to you by Cobalt. Cobalt is the next generation of tough tools. Make sure you get them at Home Depot, or not Home Depot. Sorry, I flubbed on that. Lowe's. Lowe's sells Cobalt, and only Lowe's sells them, and they are a very good tool brand. Now, we're going to unbox this bad boy, and this is the 32 right angle driver set. Look at that. I didn't even know they made a ratchet that small. I thought Rick would have known something about this a while back. I'm glad to have this, and it is a very convenient little 32-piece set. I think we're only going to need, yeah, these are all drywall screws, it looks like, and some nails, so this should be pretty darn easy. Looks like we're going to have to nail this into the particle board, so that is going to be the only real big pain in the butt that I see here that this is going to propose. Unless these are double-sided and this particle board slots in, I can't see any other way than nails that this is going to go on. Yeah, they don't know if they made. Okay, so. Alright, so I know it's taking me a while, but I'm going to figure this out. So bear with me in mind, guys. This is going to be a long live stream, so you're going to have to stay tuned. You would have thought with something like this, they would have, instructions, assembly instruction. So obviously what we have to do is nail this to this, screw these to these, and then when you're done, you would obviously insert your nails around the particle board. Now, we're going to do this. Okay. So first off, let's lay out our frame. I'm going to lay this against the shelf right here where my makeshift desk is at. I'm going to try to point my camera down as much as I can here. I'm trying to say bad words on camera, but that really was a loud clank. Let me move my keyboard out of the way here. Let me get low so you can get on here. Actually, that doesn't really improve anything. This camera. I will say managing this and managing a webcam live stream is very difficult, and this wire doesn't want to cooperate with me. There we go. I got a bit lower angle. I can't get any more than that. Y'all aren't going to see much of the assembly process, so bear with me. So I'm going to basically screw this to this. Let's see. Where is my shelving unit pieces here? Please don't troll me, guys, and hate me for not being able to get this done. So that's the shelves. This should be an easy process, but it's not proving to be one. This is why I don't like cheaply made furniture. It's a pain in the butt. It's not that cheaply made, but it's okay, I guess. It's probably medium density fiberboard is my guess. And also, this was brought to you by Furinno. I don't know if I've never ordered Furinno products, and I have ordered a Furinno shelf, so I mean there is that. 1, 2. Oh, there's only 5 pieces. Okay, so these are the longer ones. So basically, we're going to screw this into this. Do it this side, and then this would obviously go here and here. Now when you drive a screw in, you want to get a starter screw started. Generally with these, I like to keep the bag on the chair in a place that I can easily find it. So, get a screw out. I know this is probably going to be unwatchable for some people. To them, I say whatever. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But hopefully this will be watchable for most of you guys, because you'll learn to assemble something. After that, you can go away with an idea of how this works. So that's the same size. What? Oh, they're all the same size. Okay, so this is real easy. This all goes top to bottom. And I'm seeing which is part A and part B and part C and part D and part F and so on and so forth. So I can obviously see they're all got particle board on the same sides. They're not black all the way through. It was a very misleading picture, Amazon. I like Amazon, do not get me wrong. It's just that I don't think that the picture really showed that the fact that this was another color, this was not black all the way through. Trying to get the screw in the screw hole is very difficult. Well, we're not actually going to use the Cobalt set. It looks like I'm going to use this ratcheting screwdriver, but I did want to rep their brand a little bit and showcasing them. So today's video is going to get brought to you by Hypertough, because I'm using Hypertough to assemble this thing. As long as we don't cross thread it, we're good. And I hope that y'all are doing well out there and during this quarantine. Got one screw in. And I'm actually going to display items on the shelf, so if you'll stay tuned with me until after the video, there's going to be some display portions of this as well. Looks like I'll be able to display a fair bit on this shelf here. So this looks like it's going to be a good size. I didn't think it was going to be this wide, so it's wide enough to where I can display a few collectibles, which is going to be nice. Certainly wider than my Rat Fink cabinet. Alright, looks like we've got the screw driven in nice. Now while we're at it here, let's move on to the other side here. We're going to flip-flop this around so I can assemble the other side. This is pretty stable particle board, I gotta say. It stays pretty stable. Now while I'm assembling this, make sure you guys like, rate, comment, and subscribe, but don't do anything I wouldn't tell you to do already. But make sure you check out my channel. Now I've assembled a couple shelves before, and I usually like to check things out before I do them and make sure everything's aligned properly. I'll dump all a few screws out here so I can... Holy cow, I think they even include spares with this. That actually is really good in case you lose a screw. I think they actually include spares, guys. I gotta be honest. I have not had an Amazon experience where I've had Ferreno shelves before. They don't usually include spares, so that is good that they include those in case you should lose a screw or a nail or something. So if you didn't order this 5-tier shelf, which they say it's espresso, but to me it looks pretty darn close to black, I'm gonna say. I can't tell a difference, honestly, guys. And I'm gonna order black shelving because that's what's in stock. I don't care. The difference between espresso and black is very minute for me. I can't tell very much. I'm colorblind, you gotta give me that. So, I mean, but unfortunately, I can't really distinguish much of a difference between espresso and black. I can't tell, and I just don't care. So I'm probably gonna wind up ordering black shelves, and this was an espresso, I think. So I'm gonna say, but to be honest, I just don't give a crap. I really don't care. I gotta be honest. I don't care. Espresso, black. If someone can tell what the difference is, because espresso is like the darkest coffee there is. So I mean, I can't think there's too much of a difference here. So I have a hammer up here, thankfully. Kind of ratchet this thing down. Screw is proving to be a little tough. There we go. All right, so now almost have this assembled. Now let's do the top part, because that would be the obvious second thing to do. And let's make sure that this matches up, because you don't want the black side, this particle board side showing. So you would obviously put this here. Let's see, these are the unfinished ends of the screw holes. And this is the inside. I think this should go here. Yeah. I'm being a little OCD, I'm sorry. It's my nature. Now, hopefully I can get this screw in without this thing collapsing on me. Let's see if we can somehow get this in here. Try to do this on camera, and it's kind of difficult. There we go. I just got it in. I think so. I just got an itch in my nose, or near my nose. I didn't pick my nose. What? Ooh, make sure we're book matching it. You know what? I was doing this on camera and I forgot something. We're going to have to unscrew this completely. Dang it. Well, guys, we're going to be here a little while longer because I just missed an assembly step, because this end is facing outward and this doesn't go right. So we're going to have to disassemble this, take out the screw and flip these around. There's going to be no editing here. This is raw footage. So I'm going to unscrew this as quickly as possible. And we're going to try to flip this around. Unfortunately, I got this wrong. So we got to go back a step. I flubbed a little bit. I was in a rush. Sorry, that's the caffeine. I'm going to use the same screws. And I'm just going to flip it around. Yeah. I got to get this thing on balance. Ooh. So this is raw footage, basically, guys, we're getting here. I forgot that the ends are specific to getting this assembled. See, that is the way it's supposed to go. It wasn't supposed to go the other way. You can see on camera that I definitely got that wrong. So that was a bit of a blooper on my part. But anyway, I had to just look at that myself. And thankfully I got my mistake corrected before I assembled anything else. Remember, this is a live stream, so bear with me. This is raw footage while I'm doing this video. I think I might have cross-threaded it. Dang it. I think I got it in right. There we are. Yep. Okay, so now the other screw. And then after this, the next few should go easier from what I hope. This screwdriver makes it a little easier. I was going to use Cobalt, but looks like we're going Hyper Tough. I kind of like their tool line a little bit. The ratcheting screwdriver seems to work pretty well. And you just unclick it and it ratchets. Pretty darn easy. Do say so myself. But if you can't assemble a shelf, then DIY is probably not your thing. Screws and stuff is not very hard to me. They always offer me expert assembly on these Amazon things. I'm like, really? I need assembly for a few screws put in a shelf, and that's pretty much it. I don't want assembly. I never get assembly on the Amazon. I like doing it myself much better, and it's a much more fun process. I'm not going to say funner, because funner is not a word, obviously. Hopefully we get some people on live stream here. Okay, this is kind of dangerous. I'm not balancing it right. Oops, I had the screwdriver ratcheting the wrong way. My fingers are starting to hurt. It's a little bit slick on the particle board. So balancing this thing on your knee, assembling it is really a challenge, I must say. I feel like I almost have to lay down to do this. All right, so we got that on. All right, so hold on here, guys. Sounds like I cracked a little something. Hopefully I didn't. I don't want to crack the shelf and crack the particle board. That's probably real boring for you guys to watch this, but this is fun for me. This is therapy. So this is how I'm coping with all this. I wonder what y'all are doing. While y'all are watching this live stream, feel free to post your comments on what projects you've been working on. Looks like we got this correct. Now, this is heavy for particle board. I think it might be made of a heavier medium density fiber than what normally comes in your standard Walmart furniture. Seems like a pretty good material. It's very heavy to work with, so it's definitely not wood by any means, but it still fits the bill for a display shelf that I need. And it might be a basic shelf. It's still kind of cool. I like the color. And this is a basic process. You just screw the screws in and nail the particle board in. And it doesn't get any easier than that. Hold on a second. I might have this flipped around the wrong way. Hopefully this thing will be level when I get it done. I want to try flipping this around the other way. I don't know. Something in me, this just doesn't quite evenly line up. This is more to the top than this one. So I'm going to try flipping this around. Bear with me for a sec while I undrive this screw. Because that's... shoot. That sounded not good. Crap. Well, oh, shoot. Did I crack something? I hope I didn't. Oh my God. I'm going to have to put this completely flat now. I can't do that again because that will break something if I wind up doing that again. I'm going to put my leg here. I'm going to flip this around and hope this is even with this part. This is probably going to have to be the top now because that's probably going to be so flimsy now that I just accidentally hit that in with that. That was not good. I didn't mean to do that, guys. That should be in the outtake section. Yeah. This seems to fit a lot more evenly. I'm not going to worry about it. It doesn't seem to matter what end you have this on. The screw holes are always going to be a little off on either side, so I'm not going to worry about it again. And besides, this side seems a bit cleaner for the screw holes to mount in. Oops, I got to ratchet it the other way. And now this thing, other end is really wobbly, unfortunately, so that's going to have to probably become the top. So yeah, that sucks. That did happen. I'm not happy about it. This is probably should be entitled How Not to Work on a Shelf. I screwed up, but it's not going to matter once this gets assembled. I'm going to move this down here for you guys to see while I do the assembly process on the other screw heads. Assembling a shelf is not really that difficult. I'm not trying to make it out to be. Now I have a platform to rest my arm on while I do these screws. And there's only one level you can hang these at. I thought these would have like multiple levels you could set the shelving at, honestly. I wish it did. I'm kind of disappointed in that respect, Amazon, or Furinno, I should say. I'm very disappointed that this does not have pegs. You can just peg in the shelves. I'm not very happy with that. The pictures didn't show that these were only one level shelving units. And I like being able to customize my shelves to taste, and I hope when I order the 5-tier model of this particular bookshelf that it has that feature. Because I like that. Now that's tore it down pretty darn good. Okay, so it's still a little wobbly. When I put these stabilizer shelves in, shouldn't matter too much. All the styrofoam, man, I hate styrofoam. I like bubble packing much better. It's a lot easier to work with. Alright, so this is going to be a lot harder. So you're going to have to bear with me, guys, as you go through my live stream here. This is going to be a lot harder to line up. I think I just got... I think I may have just... Oops, come on. I think... make sure it sits butt flush up against this. I think it's located. There we go. I just located the right screw hole. I'm going to, so this goes faster. I'm going to assemble all of this side first. And I'm going to flip it around. Oop, I'm about to strip this dang thing. There we go. I think I got it in. I don't know if they include spares or not, but I'm keeping them on the chair in case they don't. So I'm wondering what you guys have been doing since the quarantine and everything. Hope you all are doing well. We're 30 minutes into this live stream. I put on some music for you guys, but I hate YouTube's copyright laws, obviously, as much as anybody does. And I don't want to get my video demonetized, or copyright strikes. Which YouTube acts stupid about that. They act stupid about just about everything in videos, but that is especially one that is annoying. Go to the next shelf here. Make sure this is the right particle board facing that, because we don't want that mistake to happen again. I think you can see where this is obviously going. If you can't, then follow along. I think I got the hole located. I'm gonna hold my feet on it, because this shelf is wanting to move on me when I drive it in one screw, obviously. I feel good about the shelf. I feel like it's a decent quality. And I just put the screw in the wrong way, and I probably just cross-threaded this thing. Got Russian the wrong way. It looks good enough for government. Oh, fuck. Great. I just cracked the board where the screw was at. That really sucks. I'm going to have to redrive this in somehow, or make this a low load bearing shelf. I just cracked the board. Dang it. I'm going to have to guess this, and I'm going to have to be extra careful. I'm going to have to move this a little bit. I'm going to have to create a new hole. This isn't going the way I wanted it to for YouTube Live. So I'm going to have to drive it in this way. I have to drive it nail head straight. So hopefully this will go right. And we're going to do a second take on this screw. It's going down here. Oh, God, is it going in the same direction? I think it went in right this time. Good. I don't want to put too much torque on it. I think it went in right. Yeah, there's a little crack in it, but you can't really tell, and it seems to be pretty sturdy. So I didn't crack it too bad. But when you're driving these screws in, don't be in any rush to do anything. And yeah, I'm going to try to slow down a little bit of my process here a little. Might take me a little longer, but you are going to see it get done. And when I flip this over, I'm going to have to flip it rotisserie style. If you don't know what rotisserie style is, you've obviously never watched a car restoration show. So I'm not going to flip it this way, I'm going to flip it this way. So that way this shelf here doesn't decide it wants to crack on me any further. And I can get these screws driven into place properly. Okay, so now that that's on, we can focus on this shelf. And we're going to try to not do what we did yet again. I'm going to try to line this up. I need a light. I have no light and my vision absolutely sucks. So that's just great. This whole particle board is easy to crack. So if you're assembling one of these, learn from my mistake that I just made on this. Please. Thankfully, this time I didn't crack the fiber board. I get another screw in here. All right, so almost done. Now all we got to do is nail nails in here, and we should be good after we get all the screws on, and then the assembly, then the display phase should commence, and I'll be displaying some stuff, and you'll get to see that. So keep staying tuned, guys. Gotta do the Tim Allen grunt. Anybody remember that show? Am I the only one who used to watch Home Improvement back in the day? Alright. Okay, so flipping this over. I had that song running through my head. Dun, dun, dun. I always think of Tim the Toolman Taylor when I'm going ahead to do one of these little projects. This is going a lot faster now because this side is all ready to go. I also don't want to rush. So I don't want to crack the fiber board. Let me see how many screws we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh wow. Okay, so I rest my case, guys. I re-adjourned my case, reopened that. They don't include spares. So if you're assembling this shelf, if you are assembling it, I have not known Furinno to include spares in their products. So be careful with the screws and the amount and where you're putting them, because you can easily lose them. And you know what? I think we're going to show Cobalt some love and get out that right angle driver. What do you guys think? If y'all are viewing, we're going to show Cobalt some love here and get out their nice little right angle driver, because I want to drive these bits in nice and fast. Get this out. That's a little ratchet wrench. And you just put this in. Wait, this in here. I think. Yep. All right, sweet. Yay. Mini driver. We're just going to get started by hand here. That way we're not cross-threading it or stripping any fiber board out. That way we don't start ratcheting right away. Oops, I must have it. Oops, I had it in the wrong direction. I don't know how much we could get it a better angle. It would work. So you can torque these down to spec. This actually might work for torquing some of these down, because look, some of these are sticking way out and the screwdriver is not going to help this. So I'm just going to torque these with this little cobalt here. That one's nice and flush. So I have a little bit of an OCD problem when I'm assembling these things. I'm a perfectionist, guys. You'll have to excuse that. Otherwise, this wouldn't be taking as long. Of course, I don't want to assemble this shelf and have it look ghetto. That's just me. They include one spare screw. One. You only get one. So remember to be careful when you're assembling these things, guys, because it's almost identical to IKEA furniture. They do not include any spares. I learned assembling my dad's shelving unit. As I learned assembling a lot of things, we lost some screws along the way, and that was not good. I think this might be the cracked one. No, this isn't. Looks like we got right torque. All right, let's start using the torque to our advantage. Give me a big enough lever and I can move the world. Try to flip that around. Seems to be solid enough in here to where you can just do this little action. And you can see that on camera, obviously. So it works pretty good. I really like this ratchet wrench. It's a nice little right angle driver. Thank you, Cobalt. $20, well spent. I figured I was going to use this at some point. I wanted to use this video as an excuse to bust this tool out and use it. I don't know if that's the one thing I'm not really aware of yet, is if this little board right here, that's kind of, I don't think it's covering anything of the camera, but I wanted to lean it that way so it didn't interfere with the live stream. Looks like we're pretty torqued to spec here. Looks good. All right, now that that is done, now the fun part, nailing all these nails in. And it shouldn't be too hard. I'm going to move this box out of the way so this is a lot easier. A lot simpler to get on the floor. Trying to nail this thing. She's a heavy beast for what she is. I mean, gosh, this thing is really heavy. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is not marked in any way. So we're just going to hammer nails in to where we assume the board is at. And I get this on here. Make sure it's perfectly square and flush before we start driving any nails in. And you're not going to get much more square and flush than that. I think that's good. Okay, so now let's see. It obviously, looking at these instructions. Oh, I see. You nail where the shelves are. "24 pieces." So there's a certain way you want to do this. Using power pen. I wonder what a power pen does. I wonder how this works. So these things are called power pens. So let's see if these are actually powerful. And you don't need a hammer to do this. Okay, well, I stand corrected. It looks like we are going to need a hammer. And thankfully, oh, I popped bubble wrap. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Whoops. Oh, shoot. Good. I got the power pen back. Okay, that was into the wood itself. Oops, my board is off here. All right, so there's one at the bottom. And let's do one at the top right now. All right, so I think we're just going to do these where the screw holes are at and go with that general location. And whatever we got left, we'll put in the top and the bottom. This is starting to become a bang-up job, if you know what I'm saying. I'm just getting the pins out one by one by poking holes here in the bag. If we have any left over, we'll attach it with more, but I doubt it's going to take more than this to attach this to the board. This looks good. Now let's get another one in the other hole. That didn't sound right. That's what she said. I've had a lot of that's what she said moments during this. Looks like it nailed in pretty good there. I'm going to put one right in the end there. Looks like this is a good spot to drive one in. Shoot. I lost the pen. Great. I don't want a nail in my rug poking me in the foot. If I lost it, I have more nails. It doesn't matter to me. There's the power pin. Whatever you call it, nail. I just call it a nail. This is a pretty hard stuff to nail into, honestly. I didn't think it would be that difficult, but it's actually a hard board to nail into. Looks like we still got our viewer staying on. So thank you, whoever you are. Looks like we have to drive one in right here. I'm trying to be very nice about these where these nails get driven in at, because I've only got but so many of these little nails, and I don't want to just use them willy-nilly. So I'm trying to be as precise as I can on the amount that I use. And I'm probably going to do this with every shelf that I receive in the mail. And I won't put you guys through the pain of assembling these things again, but you're going to get the basic idea of how to assemble one of these things in the little this video. I could have probably just unboxed it. I mean, I probably could have just unboxed it, but where's the fun in that? I want to put you guys through this. And I think making a long live stream will help boost my channel views. And looks even. I'm not nailing in where the accordion parts are. I'm trying as possible in the backing plate. I'm trying to make this as strong as, shoot. I drove the nail through the wrong way. That's an easy mistake to fix, though. I don't want to make any more mistakes. I've already made 2. This is the second one. Make sure I'm not going through the freaking bottom of the shelf here. There we go. Feels pretty solid. Okay. Let's get the next nail in there. I don't want to keep you guys too long on this stream. Although my 4 Loco 2-hour stream did get a bunch of views, so if people want to watch a drinking video, they really don't have much of a life. There we go. Got it in. Yeah, I'm doing it exactly as the instructions say, it looks like. So it looks like I'm doing a good job on this assembly process. I don't think we have any more of these little pins. Like I said, if I can't stress this enough, guys, keep things in the bag till you're ready to use them. Don't lose any pieces. But if you're short on nails, then I have nails. Looks like we're getting that. Wait. claw this out of here. Did I accidentally? I really hope I didn't do what I think I just did. Did I just make a hole in the top of it? Oh, shoot. I did. Oh, nuts. Hopefully I can pull this thing out. That's not that bad. It's going to have cars covering it eventually. I don't think it's that noticeable. I'm going to do my best to get that nail. I'm not going to bother with it. It's a little bit of a goof, but you don't notice it all much. It's particle board. I just don't want to goof this up. Looks like I can get that nail out, though. Looks like it drove straight in. Let's see if this can button this little part out where the particle board is. I can kind of get some of the particle board out, which will help, and then I can probably just putty this with Wood Czar or something like that, like a product like that. You're not going to really notice all that much. Let me see. Make sure we don't. We just did that classic home improvement sound. Alright, let's get this bad boy turned around and let's get the rest of these nails in. You're not going to see the rest of this assembly process because this is kind of going to be done behind the scenes, but you will see it when I display my stuff on it. Because I want to do this straight up and straight down because I think this is going to be a lot easier to do it this way. Oh shoot, I dropped the pen. I wish you could just push these in and they would go directly in. That was making the most horrid noise. You know what? I think I like having this laying flatter on the ground than I like having it stand up because it's easier to get it this way. Yeah, I think it's going to be easier. Did I accidentally goof it up again? Please tell me I didn't drive it in. Alright. You work up a sweat assembling these things, I'll tell you what. I'm surprised. I didn't want to include assembly, but it's a pain in the butt to assemble these things. It really is. Now, I'm not going to do the 5-tier on camera. Y'all are going to have to wait for that video in my room to see the 5-tier shelf. Y'all aren't going to see that on camera. Let's make sure I didn't make a goof on this one. Didn't, but only barely just. I didn't make a goof on that nail. And I think this is going to go perfectly underneath my puzzle. It looks like it's about the right size to go there, so I am definitely glad I ordered this size now, because now I have something to put underneath that puzzle. And I'm glad I didn't return it, because I'm very happy with this order. It's just I made a few errors, but so far it's coming along really good. And this is an easy way to display your collectibles if you don't want to build a shelf or shell out for a floating shelf. And I'm probably not going to put more shelves up into my drywall. Well, it's kind of a lie, because I'm going to put one more shelf above my dresser in my spare bedroom. You've seen my spare bedroom and my dresser where it is. So that's probably where I'm going to put the next shelf that I buy. Trying to do this speedy and quick, but at the same time I'm trying not to go too fast. Looks like that drove in well. Looks like we only got a few more power pins left. Like I said, guys, use these sparingly and use them where they will work with the structural integrity. Alright, looks like our rear part is getting pretty well solid and put on. Nuts. I dropped a pin. I don't want it going through my foot. That's why I'm trying to drop these. I know I got spares now, but I don't want one of these things going through someone's foot. We are all done, guys. The shelf is finished. All right, so we're all finally. We are good. The back part is on. Let's see which part goes like that. Okay, so I'm going to move the webcam upward so you can see where I'm going to put the said shelf at. And I'm going to open my shades because it's going to get a tad dark in here because I'm going to have to unplug that light where that location is going to be. So bear with me while I open my shades. All right, so I got my shades open. You can see that I got light now. And I don't know where I'm going to plug this light in now because it's going to have to go somewhere. I think I can put it right here safely. And this can light up my room still. I'm going to still keep this torch light in here because my dad gave this to me and I want to keep it. And then when I get it up, boy. Okay. I'm just going to push these out of my feet. And now, let's stand this bad boy up. Oh, she stands at a good amount of height. Alrighty. Alright, so look. Looks like you got a thing of toothpaste here. Get out of the way. Alright, so I'll move my rug over a little. This sits level. Yeah. It's kind of wonky the way it sits. I can't really say I'm too happy with the way this is leveled out. It sits okay. I wouldn't use it for displaying marbles, but it sits well, and it's low enough below the puzzle, and it doesn't jut out too much. But you know what? Since that puzzle is kind of bothering my OCD a little bit, I don't know if you can see while I pan over here. But see how that is off by, like, you can't see it from here, but I can see that the puzzle's off. So I'm going to move that nail over a few inches, about an inch or two. And this is a galvanized steel nail, so move this over a little bit just for that extra added amount of evenness. I didn't know this shelf would be so darn wide, so bear with me for a sec, guys. I might actually have to come over a little bit more. I need my tape measure. Let me grab one of those. Sorry. We have about 25, say 24 feet, 2 feet, so 12 inches over should do it. We're going to do about a foot in. Looks good. All right, so now it's nail. Looks like we're in. All right. Now let's see if that evens things up a little bit on this side of things. I have to really get this in here. I'm trying to get this nail in, guys, and it's proven. See, this proved to be more of a pain than assembling the actual shelf, is getting these pictures up. That's probably painful to watch me do this, but I'm trying to get it in there. There we go. Ah, yes, perfectly even. That's how I wanted that to be. And I don't know, it doesn't make much of a difference to you, but it makes a difference to me. All right, so now we're going to see what we can display on this bad boy. And I'm going to pan the camera down to the floor since you already saw me hanging that puzzle. Let's see. So we have 5 tiers. It looks like we're just going to be able to display cars and 1/18 on this one. I don't see the West Coast choppers fitting. We're going to check that out and see if we can fit motorcycles on here. I doubt these boxes are going to fit. I'd rather wait till my bigger shelf comes. Barely. I don't know if I can fit 2 side by. Ones are skinnier. These are only water by about a bit. I think I'm going to have cars on this one, guys. Bear with me. Yeah, I think cars are going to have to go on these, to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to work out with... it's not going to work out with that size for having 2 side by side. I wish this was a little bit wider. You know what, though? I'm going to display my most iconic ones on this because that's how this is going to have to go. You can't talk about hot rodding without the Red Baron, can you? Let me get the hammer out of the way. And I think in this time we're going to be doing hot rods on this one rather than custom cars. Down the bottom. And then this one here is going to go right here. This Ford street rod is going to go up here. Ends up the drag bus. And this is because this leaves room for my little Ferrari to go up here. And I think we have room for, actually, you know what? Since I like this car a lot more, I think it can fit. Look at that. I like it. I want to do this. That looks good. All right. So it's long enough to put cars on, thankfully. And I'll show you guys real quick. There it is, the assembled shelf. And it looks like I'm going to have room for 2 more right here on this broad expanse of wall. So that'll be fun to put those up and put my choppers on there and stuff. Because that's what's obviously going to have to go on there is all my bikes. And I'm going to hope that Furinno 5-tier is a little wider than these were, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, if I can get 10 bikes on there and I can get more and it'll be wider, hopefully it'll work out for my usage and what I'm going to do with it. But so far, so good. It looks good. Check it out. The whole shelf is done. I like it. It looks nice. It's organized and it goes below the puzzle really nicely. And I can even fit 2 cars on top of it, so it actually works out really well. I didn't really want to do it that way, but it looks nice. It's a little bit skinnier than I thought it was going to be, but it definitely serves the purpose to display cars and what I want. So I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Remember, guys, as always, just this review is brought to you by Amazon. Make sure you check out my channel. Anyway, bye.